Why is it always a thing?
Katie Killjoy.
If there's ever a crossover, I'm coming for you, Amir.
It's big, it's huge, it's like a kaiju, it's like, you know.
I really like torturing Stolas. He's all of your favorites, and the more I can make you hurt, the better.
Me too. Very, very horny. No, I mean, I have horns. No. I know what you meant.
You're watching convention coverage.
We're gonna just go ahead and jump into questions. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah,
Out of all the characters in the Hellaverse, which one are you the most curious to see and learn about the backstory of?
For me, I want to know who's pulling Alastor's chain really bad. I think a lot of people do, and there's a lot of really good theories. So hopefully in season 2 and beyond, they delve into that, because I think that's fascinating. Considering how much he's in control of everything else, I want to know what he's not in control of.
I'm going to second that, because I really don't know what the machine is behind Alastor, and I'm also intrigued by that.
Katie Killjoy.
How did it come up that you voice 3 characters across the shows?
That is an excellent question.
He's
I don't fully know the answer.
good at what he does.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody's taste. I was very much Viv's taste when she saw Beetlejuice, and so we chatted after that. And the story really genuinely goes, for the most part, like, hey, that voice is great. Want to do this on another character? And so but over the course of time, we've tried to finesse it in ways that don't feel, so the same. But and then that was a great collaboration. But not just with doing the show, but like getting to know Viv and Richard and people like that. So when Hasbin came, I auditioned for every role, every single role. I have a reel on my computer where I auditioned for Alastor, Husk, genuinely, everybody. And by the end of it, they said, we're kind of debating on whether we want you to play Adam or Sir Pentious, which is flattering anyway. And then they didn't decide. So that's the best.
There you go.
They were just like, we all like each other, and who doesn't want to work with people you like? It's the easiest decision I think we could make. Is like, well, why hire someone else when I can do both and you like me? So it's helpful. Yeah, that's how it all happened. It was very serendipitous, but I'm very glad. Very glad. The money.
The money. Yeah.
That's my answer.
If there was an Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss crossover, who would your character be best friends with, and who would your character be enemies with?
This starts to sound like one of those like Jerry Springer shows. Right?
Yeah. You're not the father. No.
Crossover. Fizz and the Egg Boys.
Yeah.
Would be friends.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait.
Fizz and, he would absolutely detest Adam. So that would be, because he's just, Fizz is a nice boy. So I'll stop there.
He's a good boy.
Shut the up.
Good answer.
I think Rosie would like Fizz, but I don't know about an enemy. I'll have to think about that.
Good.
She just eats anybody, whatever.
What?
She's a cannibal.
She can.
We don't talk about it, but
We don't talk about it.
she is like Cannibal Town.
I think it's easy for me. I feel like Stryker and Alastor would hate each other. He'd be trying to kill them. So if there's ever a crossover, I'm coming for you, Amir.
Ooh. Very exciting.
What's your favorite off-script line that you've said or wish was added to the show?
When Fizz talks about Ozma, is there anyone under the age of 18 here? Excellent, you're gonna love this. When Fizz ends up talking about Ozzy's and starts to describe it to Blitz about how gigantic it is, they just did about 3 or 4 takes with me, just kind of, there was no script there. So it was just sort of like, go for it. And so I came up with like,
It's big, it's huge, it's like a kaiju, it's like,
and just sort of, and I feel like, did the lights get lower or did I have a stroke? What happened?
I know, are we dead?
That's
like,
it,
what's
and
happening?
then guitar solo. Yeah, is the big one I made up. So that's really taken away. That's really gotten away from me.
So in the pilot of Hasbin, if you guys remember at the very end when they're panning up from the hotel and they're talking about Alastor's talking about jambalaya, that wasn't in the script. So I told this story at the last panel, but basically Viv, when we were recording the pilot, was like, so we just need Alastor to say something when we're panning up to the hotel, just figure out something, and I knew he was from Nolan, so I was like, jambalaya! My mother's got a recipe for jambalaya that'll kill ya! And she's like, yes, that's sure, whatever.
I think I would have loved to say to Charlie, I just love lesbians. love being queer. I'm queer. So we'll talk to Viv about that.
I'll text her right
Guys,
now.
what is your character's favorite line that you've done?
Adam, don't shush me.
That's a good line.
Fizz. I'll get back to that. There's so many great things. Sir Pentious.
Get your aggressively average body off of me!
That's a very funny line.
And Fizz, currently, because I just watched the episode, because I was curious about it, I can't remember why, but I ended up watching, was,
one distraction coming up.
They really like that line.
it just sounded,
Yeah,
that
it's a
just
good
sounded
line.
like Goofy falling down a mountain.
She's very excited.
My new one, because everyone loves Susan. I have talked more about Susan since I've been here, is, Susan. That's my new favorite line. Yeah, I know, yeah, exactly, Susan. I want her to come back. Okay.
For Stryker, it's probably, why is it always a sex thing? Which I find hysterical. For Alastor from the pilot, at the very least, why I haven't been that entertained since the stock market crash of 1929? So many orphans.
Was there a favorite like scene or moment that you really enjoy voicing?
Okay.
Question.
This is going to make me sound like a much worse person than I probably am. I really like torturing Stolas. I know he's all of your favorites, and the more I can make you hurt, the better. So in particular, the line where he's like, "Shame you won't get to see your kid again." I love that line because it's so hard to get to Stolas, and like that was the first time during the whole interrogation that he finally broke. And he's like, "You can make fun of me all you want. As soon as you talk about my family, it is on, motherfucker." And I thought that was really cool, both in how he was going to protect Octavia, and then Stryker knowing the button to push. So that was a lot of fun, because I like to be a button pusher.
I love doing the scene with Charlie where I'm kind of like her mom / aunt and giving her advice about redemption. I thought that was really sweet, and that like kudos to Viv for like putting that, you know, and the writers for making her a little softer, even though she does eat people. So yeah, that was my favorite.
I like doing the scene with James in the dressing room a lot. It was a really fun moment, and it made me very happy to do it with James. I thought it was a really beautifully written scene and very true to like what it feels like to not feel your best. And it was cool to have that like support. And we all know James. I mean, James is a Broadway guy, so it was cool to like, I've said this before, but like when you say I love you to somebody, it works better when you actually have love for them. It's like, it just comes out. You look at them and you go, I love you, Oz, you know, and it's the best. That was my favorite scene.
How did your past experiences help you through being here in the Hellaverse? Besides Beetlejuice.
Oh, you know what's funny? I wasn't even thinking about shows. I was thinking about like experiences in life.
Like
but
life
I think
experience?
that's might be more interesting.
Yeah.
Mine is, I mean, still learning for sure. Recognizing how much of a people pleaser I am, and trying to tamp it down a bit in life. But that's like, I mean, I bring a lot of that to the characters. Like a lot of characters are like lovingly desperate, I would say. Like that's how I would describe them. They just want to be liked, they want to be seen for who they are, and like that is something I relate to a dangerous point sometimes. I really do. I mean, I just like, you know, I really like to be liked, and that's a very weird, difficult double-edged sword, because it's like you can't do that with everybody. And so that's very big life experience that I'm still very much have not mastered. So like being up here is hard. It's an act, it's interesting, but it's hard to be vulnerable. So I tend to put up a mask.
I think for me, it's a little, I'm going to explain mine. It's kind of like answering your question, but sort of not. Sort of, but I don't know. Wow, just so much of my voice. You know, Rosie is a leader, right? And she's like the head of a town, and I'm not a head of a town. But, you know, I sometimes am an introvert a little bit. Most people would think that I wasn't, but I am. So playing Rosie, actually, it's like, oh, I'm a leader of this whole town. And that's been fun to play out, you know, because what I do for a living is very out here, but I'm actually kind of private. So it's fun. It's really fun to kind of play someone who's baller and eats people. And there's no prior life experience that would prepare me for that.
For me, so this is kind of like the inverse of how the characters affected me. I was always a big fan of like karaoke and just kind of singing for fun. But because, who doesn't love to sing karaoke? Even if you're bad at it, it's fun to just mess around. But because of Hasbin and because of Helluva and understanding what those shows required and needed out of a lot of the characters, being involved in that and seeing how many talented people were singing and being like, I kind of want to be able to do that. It's what made me start getting into singing lessons and actually taking it seriously as like something that you wanted to do. So having the opportunity to be exposed to so many talented people and pick their brain and be like, hey, like, who do you work with? Like, what did you do on your singing journey? It kind of helped me start mine. So that's something that those characters allowed me to do rather than just singing for fun. I was like, I kind of want to sing to be really good at it. And it got me training.
That's a great
That's
answer.
a really good answer.
Yeah, that wasn't the answer. That wasn't your question, but that's a
No,
great
it was just
answer.
that was vulnerability. I suck at that too.
I don't care. I just like listening to you guys talk.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
For each of your characters, if you were all suddenly pulled into Pentagram City and you met your respective characters, what is one thing you would say to each other?
How did I get here?
Everyone's so
Why does everyone want to... Oh, God.
I'm so horny right now.
It's a miracle, darling.
It's very hard not to also say horny
very
thing right
hard.
now, but
Horny.
It's very hard.
Probably, I would just tell Sir Pentious, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
He's a good guy.
That's good. That's a great answer.
If any of the characteristics or personalities of your characters overflow into your everyday lives, and if you have a good example of that, a fun example.
So, much like Stryker, I'm a little bit of a... I don't know if that bleeds from him into me or me into him or a little bit of both, but I like just, if I'm not making fun of you, I'm probably actually mad at you.
Yeah.
So I just... Even when I was playing Alastor, like that kind of sarcastic ribbing and poking at people and pushing buttons, I've always kind of enjoyed that, and it's kind of fun. So yeah, if I do that to you when you come to my table, I don't know if that's the character or me or both, but it's a blend.
It's such a good way to let yourself off the hook for being mean.
Right?
I think for me, for Rosie, one of her quotes is, "Romance is my specialty."
There you go.
And everyone talks to me about their love life. Always. All my friends are talking to me about, so romance is not my specialty in the real world, but I'm a very, very good listener. So there's that. And also I think she's a bit of a hustler, street smart, and I think that her and I share that. Yeah.
I should have said that. That was way better. I should have said that one.
Yeah, that was mine. There's a lot of similarities for me. I'm a stage actor for the most part, and so that always feels like you have to sort of like perform even with your baggage a lot of the time, and so the Fizz stuff really makes a lot of sense to me about how he's not feeling it truly, but because people have paid and people are there and you're expected to do things, you just do them, and you kind of forget that there's like humanity inside what we do. So I feel a lot for the jester part of him. I understand that. Yeah.
What would a conversation between Fizzarolli and Beetlejuice sound like?
I love that all of you with these hypothetical questions assume that we're like, good, I've been practicing this. I will do it right now. I think it would go something like this. I'm going to make this up, but he's probably like,
Hey, pal, how you doing? I'm good, how you doing? I'm good. Very horny. Me too. Very, very horny. No, I mean, I have horns. No. I know what you meant.
Nailed it.
And then he'd sing a song and they'd be friends and things like that.
Nailed it.
No, thank you. I like to always work the improv brains. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good one.
But I was curious about Leslie and Alex's characters in Beetlejuice, Miss Argentina and Beetlejuice. How would they feel about businesses like the Hazbin Hotel or the Imp business? Do you think they support it, despise it, or even be personally involved with it?
I think Miss Argentina would actually love it and fit in perfectly and would want to be maybe an assistant manager. Because she likes working. But yeah, I think she would totally support it and love it. You're talking about Miss Argentina specifically.
Yeah.
Delia would be like, F this. No way. That's all, yeah.
A huge cosign on any underworld, netherworld kind of thing.
Yeah.
Big time mischief maker, would happily hang out with the imps and very, very much cosign and maybe even sponsor the hotel.
If you could do a duet with any other character you haven't duetted with in Helluva Boss or Hasbin, who would it be?
Husk.
Yeah!
If only just to do a song with Keith David.
yeah.
That's like really.
Frickin'
Yeah, that would be a dream.
Darren Criss. I love that song, the Heaven song.
Yeah.
Maybe I seduce him or try. Rosie just tries. No one wants to have anything to do with her. She just tries to seduce people.
Oh, me?
Yes,
I
you.
just want to sing. Like, that's, no, if I had to pick somebody to duet with, I mean, it's Alex. I guess.
Yes.
I admire what he does so much, and he's so talented, and it'd be an honor.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, shut up. Accept the praise.
You shut up.
I'm saying thank you. I'm enjoying. I'm not belittling it. I agree. I'm talented.
What do you think your character's go-to karaoke song would be?
Ooh, that's a great question. All right. So for Stryker, I think it might be Ain't No Grave Can Hold My Body Down.
I have to think about that.
Well, Sweet Victory, that is his song. Like, that's not, you don't karaoke your own song. That's pretentious. For Alastor, I have to think about Alastor. But for Stryker, I think it's Ain't No Grave Can Hold My Body Down.
You got anything, Liz,
It's
or
a,
no?
it's a good one.
I have to look up the actual song.
Oh, what an icon.
I'm thinking.
I know what it is. I know
Go
what it
ahead.
is. Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Fizz would sing Beetlejuice stuff because he doesn't have to change his voice.
How would that sound?
Yeah. And it's going to sound a little like this. Adam, Nothing But Good Time by Poison.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
And then who's left? Sir Pentious. He would sing. This is real. That if you've seen videos of this, that when we auditioned, we had to sing pop songs, and I was asked to sing "Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely," and so yeah, it was
Show me the meaning.
Okay, I thought of something good for Alastor. Do you guys know who, I think his name is Robert Cheese, the guy who does like the jazz covers of stuff?
Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese, there it is. So any of his songs, like Chop Suey, like, why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Well, I wanted to. Like just singing all of the most inappropriate songs and not their style, just in a jazzy style would be great.
Thank you so much.
Looking up Richard Cheese is a good idea. It's a really
Richard
funny.
Cheese is amazing.
It is amazing.
Richard Cheese.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dewey Finn landed in hell and was forming a rock band. Who would he recruit to his band, and what instruments would they play?
Angel Dust on drums, obviously. A lot of arms. Me on guitar, Dewey Finn. Bass, Nifty, just to see her hold it.
The bass is bigger than them.
And then co-lead singer and second guitar. You want to answer the question? All right, you good? Excellent. And then probably co-lead singer is Adam when he's visiting. He just gives a cameo, right? He rocks out with Dewey Finn. Why not? They both got guitars, right? All right, thank you.
What do you look back on as like what you're most proud of so far?
Yeah, mine is, it's going to sound pandery, but it's really genuinely true, is like these moments. Like this is like wild. And I mean, when I say wild, you really can't fathom what it feels like to just make something and then it becomes the coolest thing on earth for a second is wild. And so anytime we come here and we hear stories about people that like found the show in some way, whether it was through musical theater or not, or other way around, that's I'm proud of everybody. I'm really proud of like myself, that we made a show that people really dig. And so hearing about it never gets old. It's very nice,
Yeah.
and so it continues to feel like proud moments, not just for us, but for the people involved. So yeah, it's nice. It's all of you, genuinely. It sounds so pandery, but it's true.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, this is my first con, and you go in, you audition for this thing, you go in the booth, you record it, you see it. It's this amazing, beautiful show, and then we get to share it with people, and your interpretations and your theories, and it's like this work of art that keeps on giving. And to meet all of you in person, I know, again, it sounds like it's pandering, but it's not. It's really a beautiful reminder. This is everyone's show. It's not just something we're in. It's for you guys. And that's really great. We love you too.
Yeah, I have to second and third that. I mean, it's definitely the money for me. Well, you guys didn't say money. Is it money? Yeah, no? Okay.
Money.
No, I mean, so obviously it's you guys. It's interacting with you guys. But I will say one moment that stands out to me is when we premiered the pilot of Hasbin so many years ago in a theater. And I was in there with Viv and all the cast. And they showed the first, pilot episode of Helluva Boss before the Hasbin episode. And we had no idea how big it was going to get when we were watching it, but it was so cool to see this indie animation come online from a concept all the way up until we have a theater full of people that worked on this, and to share it with the cast and the crew and everybody that worked on it, and then to see it explode the way that you guys have made it explode is beyond words. So we wouldn't get to do this if it wasn't for you guys. So going from that moment to all of these moments where people come up and go, this show changed my life. It truly is awe-inspiring, and we couldn't do any of it without you, so thank you guys.
It changed ours too.
Yeah,
So,
it definitely did.
Definitely did. Definitely.
How did you react when you did the voice of Sir Pentious?
It took me a long time to find it, for sure. I watched the original dude, and I wanted to stay a little true. Because the idea of completely rearranging something where people have an invested interest in. I certainly didn't want to go far away from it, but I tried kind of every sort of tone, and when it feels right, it feels right. There's a feeling when things come into place, and it's not a special feeling. We all have it. It's just and so that's what it was. I felt very, that feels very colored in and very unlike how I sound. So I really wanted to kind of go way far away from who I really sound from that one, because I played Adam too. You know what I mean?
Yes. To be honest, I don't really like Adam.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a great day. We are the cast of Hasbin Hotel and Helluva Boss. One more